Let's learn how to use the dash. The dash is often confused with the hyphen, but it's important to note that both characters have different purposes. Another thing to remember is that the dash is long and the hyphen is short. Now, typing a dash on a keyboard can be difficult. On a Mac, press Option, Shift and minus at the same time. On a PC, you'll need to search and insert the hyphen as a special character. Here are 5 ways of using a dash. Use a dash for a dramatic pause. The crab poked her head out of the hole and scurried across the sand. She looked up and saw it. A seagull, its mouth open like a pair of scissors. If you snorkel, you will see a different world. That was what her dad had said, and sure enough, he was right. With her head dipped into the ocean, she peered through the window of her mask. Fish were everywhere. She spun herself in circles, dancing with the fish, until she suddenly stopped. There in front of her was a jellyfish. Use a dash to introduce a list. As the astronaut descended the steps, he thought of 3 things: his wife, his son, and his mother. When you get a dog, it is important to have the following equipment: 2 dog bowls, a collar, a lead, and some dog shampoo. Use a dash to summarize a list. Relax, keep the line still, and don't pull too quickly. This is what his grandpa had told him. A bar of soap, some masking tape, a balloon, and a safety pin. These were all she needed for the trick she was about to play on her brother. Use a dash to emphasize something you have just written. Lightning flashed with a brightness that lit up the city. Daniel bent down to put on his shoes. The shoes his mother had told him not to wear. Use 2 dashes as brackets. Putting something in brackets can sometimes make the reader feel that information is less important. If you would like to draw the reader's attention to what's in the brackets, then instead of brackets, use dashes. The streets were empty. It was Christmas Day, and it began to snow. In front of us was an animal, a badger, and it was refusing to leave the path. So there you have it, 5 ways of using the dash. Use a dash for a dramatic pause. The detective gazed around the room at all the suspects and pointed at the butler. Use a dash to introduce a list. My favourite fruits are apples, bananas, pineapples, and mangoes. Use a dash to summarize a list. Walking, sleeping, reading, and playing. I do all of these on the weekend. Use a dash to emphasize something you have just written. His arms were full of bites, bites that only mosquitoes could deliver. And finally, use 2 dashes as brackets. Daniel shared the driving with Charles, his best friend, and they arrived just after midnight.